It's no secret that My Life as a Teenage Robot wasn't exactly Nickelodeon's most iconic show. While it's still adored by thousands of people, it could have had a much further reach. Nickelodeon is infamous for giving up on shows if they don't have ratings that can compare to SpongeBob's. If a show is struggling, it's obviously more profitable to replace it with reruns of a more successful show, or to create new shows which will likely meet the same fate. They use the classic throwing shit at the wall until something sticks method. As we know, My Life as a Teenage Robot couldn't compete with the ratings that SpongeBob was pulling in. Nickelodeon heavily promoted the show when it was first airing, but eventually gave up when the results weren't as positive as they were hoping. When the results were disappointing, they opted to move the show to less popular time slots, giving it an even harder time. How could you expect a cartoon to get successful if you don't show it when people are watching? I doubt that My Life as a Teenage Robot could have ever reached the heights of SpongeBob or the Fairly OddParents. The merchandise sales from SpongeBob alone account for an insane amount of Viacom's revenue. It makes more sense for them to replace a poorly performing show with more SpongeBob. Thanks to this mindset, My Life as a Teenage Robot met the same fate as many other Nicktoons that followed it.
Canceling the show and airing the last season on Nicktoons Network.
For years, unpopular Nickelodeon shows were moved from the main channel over to their sister channel, Nicktoons. Nicktoons Network is not as accessible as Nickelodeon is. In a lot of cases, Nicktoons needs to be purchased separately from your TV provider's plan. When a show airs new episodes on Nicktoons, it always ends with a cancellation. Even the ever-popular Fairly OddParents met its end on Nicktoons. In the case of My Life as a Teenage Robot, they took it a step further. The third season finished production around 2006. The episodes were ready to air, but for whatever reason, they waited 2 years to start rolling them out. This was only the case in America though. The episodes aired normally in European countries. Since the episodes weren't readily available outside of these countries, piracy was the only way to watch the episodes for some people. So instead of making the show accessible to their primary demographic of fans, they forced them to watch the episodes illegally. That was the only option unless they wanted to wait 2 years. It's unknown why Viacom decided to wait so long to air the episodes. You'd think that new episodes of a show would get better ratings than reruns of other less popular Nicktoons. Instead, they waited for more people to forget about the show. I haven't seen much evidence of them advertising that they were even premiering the third season. Even after they axed My Life as a Teenage Robot, Nickelodeon wasn't satisfied. They wanted to kick the corpse of My Life as a Teenage Robot even harder. The show has never consistently aired in North America. It randomly pops in and out of Nickelodeon and Nicktoons' broadcasting schedule. Even when they decide to air it again, it's been known to air very early in the morning.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
During the production of this video, My Life as a Teenage Robot doesn't show up on any American broadcast schedule, but it plays on Nickelodeon Canada at 12 in the morning. We'll leave you with one last instance of Nickelodeon seemingly sabotaging the show. But it's nothing like the other instances we've covered. It's March 2010. Somewhere in California, Rob Renzetti places flowers on the grave of My Life as a Teenage Robot. When he gets home, he flicks on the TV and sees this.
The result in today's clash of the Nicktoons matchup, Jenny versus Invader Zim. The winner is Invader Zim.
You see, Nickelodeon used to do these events where they let people vote for the character they think would win in a fight. This was a format very similar to Death Battle, but shorter and somehow even more pointless. The winner wouldn't exactly win anything. As far as I know, it was all for fun. In this scenario, it was Jenny versus Zim, but the matchups got kind of crazy. Wolverine from X-Men was included, and Dragon Ball characters infested 2011's event.
And this is to go even further beyond!
We're getting off track. Anyways, the votes clearly showed that Jenny was the winner. Regardless, Nickelodeon crowned Zim as the winner. This is incredibly frustrating. However, it's actually not fraudulent. When this was hot news, the Teenage Roblog reported this as Clash of the Fraud. The truth is, the results of the poll didn't actually decide who would win. The popular vote went to Jenny, but the poll's purpose was for predicting the outcome of the matchup. All the same, Jenny would have easily beaten Zim. The whole joke of Invader Zim is that he's incompetent. I personally don't feel like this was about Nickelodeon sabotaging the show, but I could understand if you do. While it's hard to agree with some of these questionable decisions, it'd be stupid to assume that Nickelodeon wanted the show to fail. If they put money towards the production of a show, they clearly want it to do well. That's how they make money. If the show doesn't make money, it wouldn't make sense to keep giving it prime time slots. They didn't make much merch for the same reason, and the merch they did make was incredibly basic. I understand that SpongeBob was making them a lot of money. It's a lot easier to make money off of something that has been proven to work.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money!
The truth is, they didn't put enough faith in many of their cartoons. My Life as a Teenage Robot wasn't the only cartoon that was prematurely canceled and moved to Nicktoons to die. Here's a quick montage of some of the shows affected by this. Actually seeing this happen with the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now. Nickelodeon's priorities haven't changed very much in the past 15 years. They still rely on SpongeBob to get ratings. Instead of taking risks with original ideas, they're producing SpongeBob spin-off shows, despite the wishes of its dead creator. Nickelodeon is a shell of what it once was. To me, it seems like the only one who doesn't seem to understand what made Nickelodeon special in the first place is Nickelodeon themselves. Perhaps if Cartoon Network picked up the show instead, it would have met a different fate. But it's not all glum. There's still an active fan base which talks about My Life as a Teenage Robot daily. You can find them on our Discord server. The link to our Discord are in the description below. I've been your narrator, Andre. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a rating. If you want to reach us, leave a comment. Or check out our other platforms. Links are in the description.
Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am!